You know, I started this silly little thing called professional wrestling back in 1993 when I worked for Big Texas Pro Wrestling. Some of y'all might have heard of it. That's where Jackie Barnett was the man. The man. People always people always saw Bobby back then as as the future of the business. Bobby was doing things that not many people were doing at the time. A lot of things that would get you get you chewed out in the back by a lot of the veterans. But guys like Jackie Barnett, they took care of me. They took care of me. And Bobby, for 10 years, Bobby had a good career. Had a good career. You know, I was managed to do things in Japan, in Europe, Mexico. But there's one thing I always felt. I always felt like there was a ceiling that I could never break. Sometimes it felt like no matter how over I got with the crowd, it just wasn't good enough for some of the promoters. I felt like no matter what I did to my body, no matter what I tried to do differently, nothing seemed to work. And Jackie, God bless him, Jackie Barnett, he tried everything. Tried everything. Make sure I was on shows, make sure I was taken care of, made sure I had the opportunities. And that's why I'm grateful to that man. That's why I'm taking care of his boy. But in 2003, two things happened. One, my beautiful wife, Baby Doll Idol, God rest her soul, she got pregnant. She got pregnant with Tyler. And I came to the realization that maybe Bobby just wasn't cut out for this. Maybe Bobby was always going to hit that ceiling. Because it always seemed like no matter who it was, no matter where I went, there was always people there who just wanted to knock me down, who did not want me to fulfill my potential. So, I retired. After 10 years, I retired. Pretty decent career. Decent to good. But, man oh man, did it eat me up inside for those good number of years I was gone from the business. I should have done more. But I felt like my time had passed and, it was time for the future. I had a good gig going on, being a DJ for a radio station in my home state of Louisiana, baby. But every once in a while, that urge, that bug, it just bit at me. Bobby, you need to come back. Bobby, you need to go back. Bobby, you need to come back. But I felt like too much time had passed, and I could still move. I don't have busted up knees. My back ain't completely, torn to shreds or anything like that. But Bobby who got old at that point. And then I met Malik Brown back in 2019. It was right after a Battle Pro show. They were in the area. I was like, you know what? I wanna see this show. I want to see Battle Pro. I wanna see some wrestling. I want to see how the new generation is. And I've heard of Malik Brown beforehand. I was in communication still with Jackie every once in a while. He told me about Malik. He said, "Oh, this kid right here, he's something else." And I saw some Battle Pro, and then of course, like I said, I met Malik at a bar. And Malik was just in awe, really. It was kind of flabbergasting. He's like, "Is that Baba Idol?" I say before me. He did his accent and everything like that, and he told me. He told me Jackie. I told him stories about my potential and everything, what I would do in that ring, and it felt humbling that someone actually still cared. Someone actually remembered me, and that at least my story was being told, even if it was just a few. So I started talking to Malik and everything like that, and he told me about VW. He's like, Bobby, you need to come back. You have this urge. You've always had this urge in you, don't you? Haven't you? He could read me like a book. He could read me like a book. Malik Brown could read me like a book. He knew I wanted to go back. So he got me in contact with D-Wall and a couple other people, and well, I came back as a commentator. And yeah, it was a little rocky at first. Had my issues because, some people don't like my voice. Some people don't like my moxie. Some people don't like, that old school attitude that I still had. But I tried not to step over any barriers. I didn't try to step on anyone's toes. Well, a lot of people wanted to step on mine. But that's a story for another day. But as I would watch these shows, these VW shows, DCA, UWL, CCL, there was one thing I saw that just irritated the hell out of me. That how things were back in the day were still going on today. There were a lot of guys, a lot of young guys, who were just hitting the ceiling, who weren't given the opportunities. There were a lot of guys there who I would go to bat for and be like, give him the opportunity, and he will take it. He will take that ball and he will run. He will run. He will get you that touchdown. He will get you to that promised land. Just let him show you what he can do. Yet guys were passed over and over again. And one guy who I became close with, because thanks to connections to Malik, was Steven Zhang. Before I became a commentator again, I met Steven. When I first heard him speak and everything, first time I saw him wrestle, I was like, that kid right there is something. You could put a title on him and he could go places. Give him the opportunity to win a title and he will take you to the promised land. He wasn't given these opportunities. Yes, he was getting opportunities in Battle Pro. Yes, he was getting opportunities in UWL. But they were few and far between. Where were his shots in VW? Where were his shots in DCA, CCL, huh? Oh, because of some of the stuff he was doing to try to get his attention. Oh, he's a little too controversy. What the fuck is wrong with you all? And now see a guy like Bronson. Bronson, for God's sake. That man right there. This is why I keep saying Asani fears Bronson, because that man right there would tear Asani in two. Asani ain't got shit on Bronson. He ain't got shit. Yes, he can do a BME, but he doesn't have the power and he doesn't have the potential that Bronson has. And don't even get me started on Divine Greatness. Divine Greatness had been made to look like fools. And it was irritating me. The younger son of Jackie Barnett getting made to look like a fool. So that's why the Eye of Truth was formed. That's why I formed the Eye of Truth. Because I was not going to have these talents, these young men, go through what I had to go through back when I was younger. I don't want them to wake up one day and be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with wrestling. What's it done for me? I don't want that from them. You all keep calling me, and this is one thing that really pisses me off. A lot of y'all call me an agent of chaos. No. Listen here, you dumb motherfuckers. And you know exactly who you are. No. Here's the thing. My group My group is about giving opportunities to guys who have busted their asses off for way too fucking long, who have been swept under the rug for way too fucking long. It's about giving opportunities to those who deserve it. And trust me, these guys aren't the only ones, because there's a reason why I want to make this video, because even when it seems like you get success around here, it feels like you still get pushed back of the line. You could hold VW championships and you can still be put on the back burner. No more of that. No more of that. It's time for you all to open your eyes to see the eye of truth, because we see all. We know all. The eye of truth will always be watching. Isn't that right, boys?